Are we live? Yeah, we live. Always takes a while to set all this up, and I only have one screen. I really need to invest in a second screen one day when I actually have space for it. Okay, pull everything up. Okay, hope we are live. Okay, anyway, time to start. Alright. Okay, hello guys, this is Tasso, and we're on part 8 of Vampyr today. So yesterday's episode earlier, I screwed up as epically as I could have with Sean and pretty much doomed the dogs, just like how I doomed Whitechapel. But oh well, this is what I've done. This is my life. These are my choices. So gotta live with it, I guess. Okay, so today, hey, can you keep the room? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Anyways, I'm starting a bit earlier today because I do need to skedaddle off. I do need to skedaddle off in the afternoon, but I do want to clock in my 3 hours of stream time before I head off, because I don't think I have the can you keep the room? Yeah. So like I need to try and start early so I can do my 3 hours and then I'll end it. And I can end it and then I need to skedaddle off after that for some personal business. So yeah, just starting up early since I woke up early anyway. Okay, anyway, so today... So alright, let's start. The Great Hunt, Act 2. If a district health status drops below the critical threshold, it will plunge into chaos. Citizens will be reported missing, their quests will be lost, and dangerous creatures will begin to roam the streets, which is something I don't want to do, but apparently I'm trying to do it anyway. I'm like screwing myself over. Okay, so I'm going to do now is going to skedaddle down the docks. Going down to the docks and heal all those people, and then progress with the story. There we go. It is very much doomed, and I made it happen. Okay, so I've healed all of it. At least I healed the ones that I can heal. I really need to get the medicine for all these big illnesses, which I can't seem to find. It's like, oh god, it's like on the edge of critical. I really don't want that to happen. Okay, I need to go to the docks. So back to the hospital we go. Oh crap. Hey Cory. You're here. Hi Akane. Hello.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Okay. Just down to the hospital I go, and then to the docks. I still can't believe I screwed Sean over that badly. Didn't even mean to do that. Dear God. So mad at myself. Tiny good handle part. Okay. I need tiny good handle parts. Let's see if Milton has any. Milton.
The Pembroke is so lucky to have Dr. Reid, you know. I met him in New York.
If only there were more of us, with less resignation and more determination.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that Cadigan fellow.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid.
He does not have it. Sadness. Let's buy some shotgun bullets in case I need them. Okay, now to the docks I go.
Get them weapons ready! We found one!
Oh, okay. They didn't find me, they found another one. Man, the wolf is wrecking them. The wolf is wrecking them. The wolf is wrecking them so hard. Wow. They are dead. They are so dead. I get to I get to loot all your corpses without one. Wolf is good doggo, indeed. And now I have to take care of it. Down! Down, Fido! Oh, it's the same thing again. Alright, see ya, Captain Rumia. They're like just fighting in the streets now.
Turn around, sir.
Ow. How can they see me? What is this?
Take your breath of air!
Ow. I'm stuck. There we go.
Burn it, boys!
Ow.
You're mine!
Whoa, that was a close up. Am I? Yes, I'm the right way to the docks. God, you just walk down and see everyone fighting each other now. Between vampires and humans, only one can rise above them all. Jonathan. Okay. Docks. It's this way. Yeah? Yeah, it's this way. Okay, that's not what I meant to do.
Killing's all you deserve!
Oh. There's a chest. No, I don't want to deal with you. Okay.
Heartens me to know you can't see me, my sweet queen. Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first. You again. What do you want?
Have you heard anything about Sean Hampton's shelter?
It used to be a safe place. I'm not sure that's the case anymore.
Well, it's
Are you
dead.
worried about the conditions in London?
I've heard rumours about some sort of militia patrolling, killing the sick. The wet boot boys are overrun.
Do you know Edwina suspects you to be unfaithful?
Edwina's the one who asked to be called Mrs. Cox, even though Clay hadn't touched her for such a long time.
You have not answered my question.
Oh boy.
She's a passionate woman. I've no doubt she'll shoot me down if I ever betray her, but that's not going to happen. I love her as she is.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby. Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reid. What do you want?
Have you got any news about Sean Hampton's shelter?
Rumour has it he started some sort of gang of his own. Soldiers of Christ, something like that.
And he's dead.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
The bodies
Corey.
are piling up, but I'm not afraid. I'm still alive and I intend to stay that way.
Yep, stinking emote. That's definitely needed right now.
Can I offer you my medical help, Miss Cox?
Giving out for free? You'd make a poor businessman, Dr. Reid.
Perhaps I would. Please, take this. You will feel better.
Thank you. But don't expect me to owe you anything.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money.
What is this? Rivet. I'll just spend my money. Thank you. Oh, that was a lag.
With the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Welcome back, Doctor.
Hey,
What can I
Tom.
do for you?
Look, I didn't mean to screw up Sean. I spared him. He chose what to do himself.
Have you got any recent news on Sean Hampton's shelter?
I've not seen him since he came back to the docks. Rumour has it he's converted his flock to some sort of cult. That's unbelievable.
See, look,
Are
it's
you
not my
concerned
fault.
about the sanitary situation?
It may surprise you, but I'm not. I've heard about the men at arms and the fights between gangs at night, but that's nothing new.
I wish I shared your optimism.
It's not optimism. Gangs have been fighting in this part of town since before I was born. This war will stop when enough blood has been spilled.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
So few clients.
You're still working at this hour? That's what I call dedication.
Have you heard anything about Sean Hampton's shelter?
Some customers said the sad saint had a vision. Launched himself on a holy crusade. Even Dyson Delaney joined up with him. It's more like a cult if you ask me.
Even Dyson joined.
Are you
Yep.
worried about the sanitary situation?
Of course I am. Everywhere's deserted. Houses, streets all empty. People buying guns. We hear them go off every night. It's bloody frightening.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Okay, who needs medical treatment? Everyone's dead. I just stare at all this. How much? Stare at how much I've screwed up, and I'm just like, no. He's recovering. Ichabod, Archer, Ayn and Martin. Ichabod. There we go.
Good evening, Mr. Woodby.
Good evening to you, my young doctor.
Do you have any recent news on Sean Hampton's shelter?
I read that given enough time, any intention, no matter how good, can rot and sour. If half the things I've heard about this place are true, that theory is soundly proven.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
I never thought I'd live to see the last days of London. Just another thing I was wrong about, I suppose.
Do you need my medical attention, sir?
Unfortunately, yes. The spirit is willing, but the flesh, well, you know.
Nobody is immune to disease. There's no need to be ashamed of that.
Well, thank you, Doctor. Now maybe I'll live another day or two.
Goodbye, sir.
Archer's recovering. Ayn, Martin, and Ichabod. Now, where is Ichabod? That's the next question.
I have this thirst for blood.
Oh, I'm here. How do I go down? The next question. There it is.
Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call me that, Dr. Reid.
That is the real question. Yep.
Are you feeling worried about the sanitary situation in London?
This city is falling apart.
The disease kills so many people. No one cares about anything or anyone anymore but themselves.
Show me what you have to offer then, Mr.
Let's see, what does he have? Nothing particularly useful. Oh wait, I need to treat him.
Good evening.
There's no need.
Young man, do you require medical attention?
I don't like asking for help, but I don't want to be one of those poor sods dying in the streets.
There's no shame in asking for help, especially when you are in desperate need of it. Here, take this. You should recover in no time.
Thank you, I suppose.
Goodbye.
Do you not want to talk with me? There we go.
Good evening, sir. I'm glad to see you safe.
I am not safe. I should never have come back here. My life is in danger. I know it.
You're much safer here than in that contaminated area.
Bullets kill people quicker than diseases and epidemics, Dr. Reid.
What can you tell me about this district?
The East End Docks only knows one rule. Dog eat dog, and blood calls for blood. The gang will have their revenge on me one way or another.
What can you tell me about the locals?
Most people would say that Sean Hampton and Tom Watts are good men who try to sort things out. But for me, the real boss around there was my best friend, Jack Gillingham.
Jack Gillingham, you say?
Everyone round there knew Jack. He was a rock. A mountain even. He feared nothing.
Your friend Jack has something to do with you fleeing to the contaminated area where I found you. I want to know more.
Jack is dead. That's all you need to know. Dead because of me. So much violence. So much sorrow. All of that because I refuse to be insulted again.
No man can predict the exact outcome of his actions.
Accurate. Mood.
We can only gamble and
Mood.
do what we think is best.
Perhaps you're right. The district was doomed before.
Look at what
was
I
born.
did with Sean.
But I cannot stop myself thinking that Jack died for me.
Why do you say that?
After I killed that gang member, the Wet Boot Boy suspected Jack. And being loyal and all, he did not refute the accusation.
The death of your friend has affected you deeply, hasn't it?
Jack Gillingham was the real deal. He believed we could change the world if we were united and focused enough. And he brought out the best in each of us.
You're right. He died to save you. That alone gives me an idea of the kind of man he was.
He was the bravest. And no one dares to say openly that he got killed by those bastards.
Your friend's plan was audacious, if not reckless. No one stands up by themselves to a gang like the Wet Boot Boys.
How dare you say that? You never met him.
You are not going to spend the rest of your life hiding, Rodney. What are you planning to do?
Honestly, I have no idea. How am I supposed to live while so many have suffered because of me?
Only you can answer that question. But one thing is certain. Since you owe Jack your life, I think it's fair to live it in a way that would make him proud.
That's the kind of thing Jack could have said, Dr. Reid. Thank you for that. I believe you're a good guy too.
I'm not a good guy now.
Do you have recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter?
No. I try to stay away from shelters and obvious places. Who knows who may be spying and trying to spot me there?
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
Not really. I've spent so many days hiding to escape retaliation from the Wet Boot Boys. Now that there's so much chaos, they might forget about me.
Goodbye, Mr. Grader. Take care. Good evening, Miss Gillingham. May I come in?
Of course, of course. So, Dr. Tippets, what brings you back here?
I'm
We
not
haven't
Dr.
talked in quite
Tippets.
some time.
I'm not Dr. Tippett. I don't have anything for migraine.
Are you worried about the sanitation crisis in London?
Too much noise, too much shouting. It keeps me up. Is it really gunfire I'm hearing?
Goodbye, Miss Gilligan. It's locked, all right.
That's probably the personal belongings that I will get if I embrace her, but no. Where's Ichabod? Where's Ichabod Throckmorton? Oh crap. Where is Ichabod?
crush you! Give me your blood!
Whoa. That was a storm and a half. Oh. Oh. Ow.
Show me your power, newborn!
Ichabod can only be around here now. There's nowhere else he can be, I think. That's Rufus. Oh. Oh, something's up.
I'll always be here for you.
There's something happening with Rufus.
It's locked, all right.
I can't go down.
Is this really over? Fear, hunger, the icy cold.
Wars never really end.
There's Archer. Where's Ichabod? Tom, Edwina, man, where is Ichabod? Can't find him anymore. Time to Google this up. Ichabod. It's in the Western Docks apparently. Okay. Away from the people, but still within the safe zone. Ow.
Best stay back, sir. Stupid beast! Steady, boys! We've got one over here! Murdering bastard! The safe leech! Let's pin it down! Steady, folks, you've got one! Killing's all you deserve! I hate leeches! Leeches been killing! I'll put an end to you!
This is the... This should be the safe zone. It's time to find Ichabod somehow. There he is. Found him. He's drinking.
Good evening, Mr. Throckmorton.
Dr. Reid, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
I mean...
Do you need my medical attention, sir?
Actually, I may. In my my line of work, I have to stop at any sign of infection.
Treating a vampire hunter's wounds is certainly a first for me. I'm happy to help you, of course.
Thank you, Dr. Reid. Your support means a lot.
Have you heard any rumors regarding Sean Hampton's shelter?
I cannot say I've heard anything particularly interesting.
Really?
But I was too busy hunting evil to pay attention.
Really?
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
It seems the Guard of Priwen has declared war on vampires. I'm not sure if that's a good thing, though.
Really? I thought you'd be thrilled by this news.
The Guard can be reckless. They rush into a fight without thinking. The citizens of London should not be the collateral victims.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throckmorton.
Okay, we're finally done, I believe. Everyone's recovering. I hope, all I can hope is that I can at least bring them up to serious, which is not ideal, but it's the best I can do, I think, at this point. Anyway, so now it's off to Lady Ashbury. Alright, let's go. It's finally off to more plot. Right, G. Yes, I am. Oh, they're all fighting each other.
This stupid beast!
Ow. Ow.
Take its head! Londoners are no match for me!
Ow.
You're feeble!
Damn, yeah. Ow. Ow. I'm getting tag team. This isn't fun. Oh gosh. Ow. Oh god.
is my territory. Gotcha. Don't you know better?
Oh shit. Ow, 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 ow. Ow.
Your prey is mine
Whoa, what the hell is going on?
This is my territory.
Oh shit, shit. Is plot going to ruin me? Oh shit.
You're feeble. I'll send you back.
Oh shit, come on.
Stupid newborn.
Can't believe this just bloody happened. You almost screwed me over. God damn it.
You must prepare, child, for the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
Stay away, whoever you are.
This is no time for petty quarrels, my champion. Can you not hear? The famished queen has awoken.
I am not your champion.
But of course you are, son. As surely as you are the blood of my blood.
I had to kill Mary.
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to...
Silence! I dismiss you now!
The land calls for a champion. All and everyone needs you.
Silence!
Jonathan does not like his daddy.
I'm tired of all these puppet shows.
And you almost screwed me over, dear God.
This one ain't burning. All of you bloody leeches need killing. Watch it! It's a killer! Your prey is mine now!
Ow.
So this is where she lives. What a splendid house.
Very big house.
Dr. Reid, welcome. How are you?
As good as one can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
I hope I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Indeed. A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him, but I kept it in the end.
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Ekon.
Why do you continue to mock me?
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been since we last met, my friend?
Terrible.
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire. Certainly extremely old.
How have you reached this conclusion?
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form. His voice, his words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong Ekon proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
I felt this power radiating like an aura every time he appeared.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the Guard of Prewen half a century ago. I wonder who your maker could be.
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England. Some may still be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are a pawn in some secret and obscure game of chess.
My sister Mary. She was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize, my lady. Your words have been most helpful in these difficult times.
Thank you, my friend. If only we could have guided your poor sister through her terrible nightmare.
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
Oh, come on, you just woke up.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know how it really works. Personally, I make sure my prey will not return to haunt me.
What do you mean?
I am merciless, Jonathan. I only feed on the dying, and I make sure they are dead before leaving their remains.
I think I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury for etiquette.
Please do not misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast and make believe. And of course to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
Please, call me Elizabeth.
So, my lady, why truly did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
Why use you to contact me?
Because they know we are close. The Ascalon Club has many spies. Their main occupation is gathering information and then deciding how to use it.
Have they threatened you in any way?
Not at all. Their message surprised me at first, but it is only logical considering the critical situation in London.
Why not ask for your help, since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself?
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Ascalon, for I am a woman. That suits me well, as long as they leave me alone.
Oh boy.
Should I trust them?
Of course not. Do not misunderstand me. They can be very useful, but I believe their long-term goals differ from yours.
Why meet them then?
Because nothing truly important can be achieved in this city without their consent. They could be powerful allies in this current situation.
Should I lie to them?
We all lie, Jonathan. It falls to you to choose your behavior. The most important rule is to show them due respect.
Who are they? Really?
They are the embodiment of vampire law in Britain. Some say they influence the destiny of the Empire. Some believe they merely protect it.
How many are they?
Only a small number of powerful and deceitful immortals, all of them entangled in a sticky web of shadow cabinets, influencing trade.
Will they fight the guard of Priwen?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprived them of a powerful weapon.
They have done nothing but impede my investigations since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. How Fergal the Beast imposed the club's law.
You have no choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Ascalon Club.
How powerful is his reach?
The Ascalon Club may be the most influential secret society in England. Not all its members are immortals, but they are all very powerful.
They are not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Oof.
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Ascalon material and has been watched for years.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave? Who is he?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Ascalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is rich and extremely influential.
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortals.
Oh boy. Look at this sexist attitude.
How old is he? How long has he been a vampire?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is true, he could be very old.
If you are convinced I must meet him, I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite. But we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Prewen has called for a second great hunt of our kind, and they will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
What is a great hunt?
The first great hunt was launched about 75 years ago. In just a few nights, the Guard of Prewen located and destroyed most of the old British vampires.
Why start a second one?
Prewen has always seen us immortals as a threat to mankind. My guess is they suspect one or more of us is the cause of the epidemic.
How did you survive the first hunt?
I fled, Jonathan. Like most vampires who survived that slaughter. And I secretly came back when I was sure they had lost my trail.
Will the Guard of Prewen and the Ascalon Club fight each other?
I doubt it. If Prewen really launched a great hunt, I think most of the Ekons I know would flee the country to escape the bloodbath.
I think I saw them kill an Ekon on the way to your house. They seem to have a list with names.
To launch another great hunt, they must have collected intelligence on vampire identities and whereabouts. They are a resourceful lot.
Should we fight back? I will not be hunted down like an animal again.
I admire your courage, Jonathan. But the best way to fight them is to put an end to the epidemic. This is the only way to clear the air.
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the Guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor.
Scottish manor?
I could hide you in my luggage, if you like.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgrave be my maker?
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
Will I ever discover the identity of my maker?
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire, but most of those fled England long ago.
You have no idea at all? You seem to know so many things about the secrets of the vampire underworld.
Even if I had my suspicions, I would not dare give you a name so soon. All I can say is this. I will make inquiries and keep you informed.
Please forgive my
Didn't we ask this before?
But I have to ask. Was it you? Did you make me?
Oh, Jonathan. I know you shall always have a gnawing doubt about who made you an immortal. But I swear, I had nothing to do with it.
What is the plan?
The plan is we both try to save this city, you and I. Go to Ascalon, accept their proposition, and use their influence to promote your agenda.
How can I save London?
The epidemic is the priority. You must find its origin and put an end to it. This is the best way to solve the crisis.
What will you do?
I still have contacts and old friends in this town. I shall make some inquiries and attempt to learn more of the situation. We need clarity.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
When will we meet again?
As soon as you meet Lord Redgrave, I suppose. Fear not, my dear. I shall only be a heart's beat away.
will you not visit Pembroke again?
No. I must remain discreet and avoid attracting attention to Pembroke Hospital for the time being.
But how will you sustain yourself?
I shall not, Jonathan. Fear not. I'm used to it.
I want to thank you for all your support and your help, my lady.
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honourable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course. But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon. We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
What?
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
Is this Southern Romance plot? What is this Southern Romance plot? Why is there always romance? Can we not always have romance? Oh boy. I really gotta say I really like Jonathan though. He has such a good look.
So, time to visit the Ascalon Club.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh, I can speak with I can speak with Ashbury some more, and Dr. Swansea, of course. Well, let's go back, I guess. Hey. Yeah, he's a bab. He is a good bab. He's got a good look. Oh, I can ransack the place. It's time. Personal diary. What is this personal diary? Ooh. Tonight I went with mother visiting the sick of the East End. It had been a long time since I went in this sad part of town. To see her talking and listening to those poor people moved me beyond words. She really tries to make a difference and really tries to help these men and women. She also killed one of them tonight. It happened so quickly I did not even notice she had vanished. But when she reappeared, she looked so much more alive, more vivid. I immediately knew what had happened. She took a life and I saw nothing. We returned home without a word. If I ever become like her, I won't feed on the dying. I will kill the guilty and the brutes wherever they hide. This afternoon, two men tried to corner me in the back alley while I was campaigning for the woman's right to vote. I called for help as loud as I could, like mother told me. I don't know what would have happened to Soldier if Soldier had not ordered them to leave me alone. He then walked me back home and tried to kiss me. I refused. He did not say a word and left. The whole story made me so sad I was still crying when Mother woke up after the night had come. I told her the whole truth and she held me against her chest. Then we went to the theatre to see Doris Fletcher in the new play. I think I'm a little bit frustrated that Mother did not rush out to make them all pay. If I were a vampire, I would not be that merciful. Oh, this is the daughter. We had a terrible argument with the Mother last night. She refused once again to turn me into an immortal. When I reminded her of what happened to me in the street with those two men, and how things would have been different if I had been like her, or if they had carried weapons, she simply smiled and told me that to be proud of this world meant to be ready to face it. I'm not sure I understand what she means, but it drives me crazy. I left home in the middle of the night to see Emily at her house, and I spent the whole day there. Maybe it's time for me to leave Mother's house and live my life, just like Emily. I love Mother so much, but it frustrates me when she refuses to talk about my conversion. Tonight, I am sad as I am excited. I'm about to leave this house for good. Mother has agreed to let me have my own flat in the West End, as long as it's not too far from her house. I do promise her I'll be very careful. I told her how much I love her, and she told me she was proud of me. I understand now that she only wants me to be as strong and independent as she is. I must admit I am very thankful for all she has taught me through these years. She made the woman I am today. Now it's time for me to choose where to go from here. Whatever I'm going to do with my life is all up to me. All I know is this: if I ever choose to become an immortal, I will not involve my mother in my choice, for this is my life and I'm responsible for my actions. Charlotte Ashbury. Look at this really fancy house though. More things to steal.
It's locked.
More things to steal. Blood Night tragedy. Only a few hours remained after the shock of the Great Hunt. I was one of them. I remember how the sudden attack of the enemy caught us all by surprise. Blood was shed during those few nights. Some of us who survived chose to exile. I don't blame them, but I regret their lack of fortitude. For it's courage we need to protect the interests of the Empire. Courage we need to defend the values we stand for. Maybe you all remember that William Marshall himself never lowered his head. My beloved maker may be long gone now, but his presence is still among us. We keep a few drops of his sacred blood to remind us what we are and what we seek: honor, purity, and excellence. I had the privilege of speaking with the knight many times as his progeny and as his friend. He spoke to me about the tear of angels, the holy beverage supposed to appease the inextinguishable hunger we all feel. That he never ceased to search, even without knowing if such an artifact exists. I admire his tenacity, and it is this tenacity, this indeflectible belief in something bigger than us, that will make us survive any future great hunt launched by our enemies. Ascalon will be rebuilt always, for it is an ideal.
Hello again, Jonathan. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Sorry to disturb you again, but could you spare me a few minutes?
Of course, my dear. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
Do you know if the epidemic has affected many people in the West End?
I confess I've been more concerned by events in the East End. The wealthy have more efficient ways of dealing with infection.
But this is no common epidemic.
That is true. I must tell my daughter to stay at home for a few days. But the girl is stubborn and fiercely independent, much like her mother.
Concerning your investigation,
Yes?
are you truly seeking to identify my maker?
I cannot promise you anything, but yes. I am conducting some research of my own.
Goodbye,
Shit.
Elizabeth.
Oh,
Yes, Jonathan?
Do you think we shall ever see better days? Or at least better nights?
I know not, Jonathan. I have seen some horrid days in my long lifetime. Experience has taught me that one cannot outrun the fates.
When all of this is over, the war and the epidemic, we could leave the city for a while. Travel around Europe, you and I.
Traveling is always so complicated for us poor creatures of the night. But yes, I would be glad to travel the world with you, my dear.
Will you tell me your story one day, Lady Ashbury?
One of them, perhaps. I have had so many lives, Jonathan. Eternity may not be enough to relate them all.
Goodbye, Elizabeth.
I kind of want to rest so I can level up, but I'm scared if I rest I need to go around running. I need to run around and give people medicine again. I'll go to the hospital though. But yeah, I do want to level up though, so I'll go back to the hospital. I have like 12,000 EXP now. I want to use them. I want to use it. Then we'll start dealing with vampire politics. There we go.
This city is more peaceful without
Please, I feel sick. Get over here now.
Clay, please.
Hello, Jonathan. Back from the city already? How is the situation over there?
Tense, to say the least.
I am sure every obstacle will cede to your relentless determination. In the meantime, can I be of any help?
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
Oh, the legendary founder of the Ascalon Club. I'm afraid I cannot help you with that, Jonathan.
Are you afraid of him? Is he that dangerous?
No, but since most ancient vampires were killed or fled England during the Great Hunt of 1850, he may be the oldest British vampire. A myth in the flesh, so to speak.
So you do know him?
All the Brotherhood knows about him is highly confidential. He is dangerously intimate with the royal family and Britain's inner circles.
Did you know that Lady Ashbury is an artist? And rather a good one?
Well, actually, yes. I attended an exhibition of her paintings before the war. Beautiful landscapes and stunning portraits. I wish I had purchased one.
Perhaps we could go to her next exhibition, you and I.
What a beautiful idea, Jonathan. Did you know she told me once she had been a model for famous painters? But she never told me which ones.
I'm here for the Edgar and Jonathan broship though.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
A sad story, my dear friend. Tragic, in fact. The Brotherhood was betrayed by some of its most trusted members.
Why was it a tragedy?
Not only did the Guard of Prewen hunt down and kill most ancient vampires of England, they also destroyed or confiscated their possessions. Priceless knowledge was lost in just a few nights.
Tell me about the betrayal.
The founders of the Guard of Prewen stole precious and unique documents and reports from the Brotherhood's library when they left. They used them to identify and locate their next targets.
I shall return later. Thank you, Edgar.
Okay, time to heal up. Okay, time to rest in bed. Increase damage, switch to fire damage. Ooh. Switch to chemical damage. Increase damage that by 10%. Can I do fire damage? I think I'll do fire damage. And oh yeah, solid Metal Gear. Okay, I just need rivets. Oh yeah, I can break this down. Cells, dagger, blood absorption. Yeah, I don't want blood absorption. I want stun damage. I can't upgrade any of this right now. Okay, let's heal up. Time to level up these skills. I need more blood. And I need more stamina. Okay. God, there's a lot of I think I need more healing. And welcome back, Akane. Oops, no, I don't want you. Okay, I increase my blood spear. There we go. Yeah. I'll go with this for now. Let's see. Yeah, alright, it's improved significantly, that's good. Still stable. Why are you still fatigued? Oh my god. Didn't I already heal you? Now you're both fatigued. Migraine. Okay. I need this. I need these recipes. Why are you not giving me these recipes? Gosh darn it. Okay. To the Escalon Club we go. Time to throw ourselves into the wonderful world of vampire politics. I'm sure we are all excited.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top.
Time to watch them fight each other again.
Sorry, sir. No admittance. Cross the leads, boys.
I didn't meant to press that part, but okay. They still fighting. They hate it.
It's locked.
Oh, can't go from this side.
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Oh man, the amount of blood. Beware. Beware what?
It's locked, all right.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners.
Crush the leech, boys! Send you back to the bloody grave! Look
The Icor's threat. Of all the evil and foul skals I've ever had to fight, the Icor may be the worst, not because of his fighting prowess, even if it remains a powerful and dangerous opponent, not because of his superior wit or cunning plans. An Icor is quite blunt and straightforward in its actions and objectives. Spread diseases, contagions, and epidemics wherever and whenever it can. An Icor is the incarnation of viruses and infections. Wherever it goes, sicknesses appear and it's quickly spread. It is like it only walks the earth to generate plagues and epidemics. As its skin itself diffuses sickness, Icors are clever, sneaky, malevolent, and ferocious, capable of enduring many wounds. To spot the water tank, the granary, or the banquet. This is the kind of things that Icor would enjoy to do in order to please his putrid and perverse nature. They are so rare that we do not know anything about them. The lazy brotherhood believes that they should not be considered vampires or skals, but as something else. All I know is this, and Icor must be destroyed by all means necessary as soon as it's spotted. A special kind of equal, a special kind of skull. Seems.
I cannot enter.
How do I go? Reid's mansion. Oh, he lives here. Oops. Awkward moment. So this is supposed to be like the entrance to his mansion? Or a side entrance? I can't go on from here. Oh, there it is. A way forward.
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Steady back! Finishing fucking beast!
It's locked.
I can't go to my own house. Wait, no. Oh god, can I see my mom? And can I see my mom and it'll be really awkward? Yep. Wait, is that mom? Oh shit. Oh. Oh shit. Ow. Oh, come on. Oh. Shit, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I was stuck in the bloody I was stuck in the goddamn cart. I couldn't move. That was annoying as hell. Stuck in the goddamn cart of all things. Oh crap. Oh. That was annoying as heck. What? Hi, I'm home, I guess. Oh look, it's my really fancy bed. I really shouldn't stay. Small key. Hi, I'm home. Hi Mom, I'm home.
Mother, good evening.
Jonathan! Is it you? Where have you been, my prodigal son?
I'm right here, Mother. I'm finally home.
Yes, for this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now found. But where is your sister? Where is Mary?
Mary? She is gone, Mother.
I know she's gone. The question is, when will she return as you have? I miss my grandson so much.
Oh boy.
It's been days since their last visit.
Why do you say Mary is visiting you, Mother? You know that's impossible.
Why should it be? Are you not standing in front of me right now? Why should it be any different with your sister?
But Mary really is dead, Mother.
Yes.
I killed him.
And are you not dead too? Isn't your father dead?
And
my grandson and my son-in-law are all gone. But you all still visit me from time to time.
Oh boy.
Dead, I'm really here, talking to you, trying not to cry.
Oh, it breaks my heart to have to tell you this. But of course you're dead, my darling boy. Just look at you, as pale as my Mary.
Mary did a number on her.
Do you need anything, Mother? Can I help you?
I just want you to stay with me, Jonathan. Your room is ready. I asked Avery to make your bed.
I'll stay as long as I can, I promise. Do you need anything else?
Just one thing. Stop staring at me like that. As much as I love you, it breaks my heart to look at those empty and dead eyes.
Are you working on a new painting?
Not recently. I have trouble focusing on my subject and my mind quickly drifts. It's the same thing when I try to write poetry.
I recently met a talented painter with an excellent technique. I wish you two could meet. I'm sure you'd like her.
I'd be glad to meet her. What is her name? Is she famous?
Oh boy.
Is she dead too?
She's not famous, and her name is of no importance. And yes, she is also dead.
The important thing is, I
Oh
hope you
boy.
two get along. If she ever fancies meeting your mother, I'd be glad to welcome her into my home.
This is the most awkward family reunion ever.
Have you returned to Whitechapel Cemetery since Mary's funeral?
I never want to go back to that awful place. Wait. I think I went back once. And you were there too. And Mary? No, that can't be true.
It was just a bad dream, Mother.
A nightmare, yes. Mary was so angry. I walked back home alone. If that kind policeman had not called Avery from the station, I don't know what would have happened.
Mother, do you know what's been going on in this area?
Not really. I don't go out much due to the epidemic, and when I do, I tend to get lost.
What do you mean you get lost? I hope you don't go outside alone.
Of course not. When I go out, your father always comes with me, but he leaves me there sometimes, and I have trouble finding the way back.
Goodbye, Mother. Try to rest now.
Goodbye, son. Please come back soon.
Oh man.
Mary? Oh, my dear daughter. How are you tonight? How is your sweet boy?
Oh, this is. Is this like Jonathan's study or something? Aubrey reads the first letter. My dear and beloved John, when you receive this letter, you will be 35 and I'll be long gone. I feel a little silly writing you this first letter that you won't read for a few years. I struggled for a long time about how to best write this. Oh, sorry, John. Until I remembered the puzzle and riddles I invented for you when you were a boy. Oh, how you love to solve these enigmas. Well, I find it would be a good idea to propose to you one final game. It will probably be less rewarding. No candles or exotic treasure for you if you decide for this game this time, but the greater treasure perhaps. The truth. This is my only attempt for you to explain why I chose to leave my family without any explanation. If you want to know why, simply play my little game. It's really up to you, my son. Rest assured that I love you. I promised my family was and still is everything to me. I remember the first time I held you and your sister in my arms, my treasures, my jewels. To see you grow up, play and laugh filled my heart with joy every day. Every time I went back to our home, I could have killed to protect you, my son, my daughter, my wife, but fate found me in the end, and I had to make a tough decision. The worst was to disappear without a word. I decided to do it anyway, and soon I'll be gone for good. I don't ask for forgiveness, but for understanding. If you want to know more, all you have to do is remember how happy we were back in these days. If you want to find the next message, think green grass and tall trees on a sunny Sunday. From your affectionate father, Aubrey Reid.
I remember Sunday walks in the park.
Ooh. A quest about Jonathan's past. I'm in. Hi Mom. Hi, Avery.
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan, I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, it's a miracle. We all thought you were... Oh, sir, your poor sister. What a tragedy.
I know, Avery. I know about my sister's murder.
I did
Miss
it.
Reid expected you to return to assist with the funeral, right up until the last minute. Where have you been, Mr. Jonathan? We needed you here.
I was busy.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir, but your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I, no one else attended your sister's funeral.
To be present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Avery. But I'm sorry, I simply could not attend.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan. All I can say is that we missed you a great deal during these difficult days.
What is the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephews. I'll stay, sir.
How is my mother?
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss Reid is very fragile since the police brought her back home.
The police? What happened?
Miss Reid was found walking in the streets. She kept saying she had spoken with her son and daughter. She's resting now.
Has she received appropriate medical care?
I'm taking care of Miss Reid myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic that they can only accept patients infected by influenza.
Perhaps we could arrange a short trip. Somewhere sunny, like France. She has always been very fond of France. I think leaving London could do her good.
I'm afraid Miss Reid is too frail for the moment. Recently she started going out at night without remembering it. I have to watch her carefully.
I found an old letter written by my father and addressed to me. Do you know anything about it, Avery?
Your father wanted me to give you this letter for your 35th birthday, but you left for the war, and the letter remained in his office until tonight.
I realize now you knew my father better than I did. Do you know why he left, Avery? Did he ever speak to you about his departure?
No, sir. Mr. Reid was not exactly forthcoming. Perhaps this letter will give you the information you require.
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I live.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this house would not be that empty. But you're here now, sir, so my task is not over.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
Do you really think I don't take enough care of my mother, Avery?
Yes, I do.
You clearly have something more to say. Speak
That was direct.
Avery.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but what will you do once the epidemic is over?
This is not my home anymore. Too many bad memories. Too many tragedies. I believe we should sell it and move far from here.
I'm afraid selling the house would only lead to another tragedy. I beg you to reconsider your decision.
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother until I return.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan. But please return as soon as possible.
Silver fork.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Whether you need to buy something or not, I am happy to help.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
I want to talk to you.
Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reid.
Welcome, Dr. Reid.
I'm Jonathan Reid.
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
Well, that's an
so
attitude.
you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
Je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi of its own.
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all that
He's a foodie?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
The address is your neck.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
You cannot expect the newspapers to expose the truth while the war is still raging. I can assure you that the situation here is desperate.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
Oh boy.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
London's lone gourmet? What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
I may have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell.
Let's see. Oh, there's a lot of people.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
And women!
Remember,
Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reid. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte. Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see, and one day I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Econ, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously, and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reid? Or you?
Perhaps it's wise for a mortal never to totally trust a vampire. Your mother herself told me that we Ekon are creatures of deception. Maybe it's because we seem so alive.
That may be true for a naive girl, but I have the best teacher when it comes to getting rid of an insistent immortal.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reid.
Oh, Charlotte trying to get them together, I see.
What are you doing out here?
You mean what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous. And who is this Emily?
Radical
She's
woman.
my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Oh,
have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reid. And please, don't tell my mother.
Emily's
What do you
missing.
think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reid?
Oof.
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Why do you still hope to become a vampire in spite of your mother's refusal?
It's the immortal aspect of vampires that interests me. The world won't improve unless women take charge. I'm convinced of that.
You're obviously a clever woman with a good education and a brilliant future. But have you thought about the price you'd have to pay? The loneliness, the necessary masquerade.
Is it not true of every high position? To change this world and make it a better place, one needs time on one side.
Your mother has refused to turn you into a vampire. Tell me more about it.
Each time we argue, Mother expresses the same fear. She wants me to remain alive and full of joy, rather than become melancholy and immortal. She claims you can't have one without the other. It's pure selfishness.
It's your mother's choice. As daughters and sons, we have to accept the decisions our parents make for us despite our own wishes.
I love my mother, and have accepted everything from her. Even that she named me Charlotte, when it was not my original name.
Does it bother you?
No. Whoever I was when I was born, I am now Charlotte Ashbury. It hurts as much as it makes me proud to know that's the name my mother will read on my tombstone.
Your mother has walked this earth for much longer than you or I. She is wise, and we should not ignore her advice when we disagree with it.
But why shouldn't I be allowed to forge my own experience? There can't be only one righteous way to deal with eternity.
Tell me, Charlotte, how do you plan to achieve eternal life, since you've obviously given it a lot of thought?
I won't give up. You have no idea how determined I am, sir. I may contract a deadly disease. I may throw myself under a carriage, just to be saved by her sweet kiss.
That's a disturbing answer, young lady.
Oof.
And the worst part of it is, I know you speak the truth.
There are less dangerous ways, Doctor. Instead of throwing myself under a horse like Emily Davison, I could just throw myself into your arms.
Stop playing this game at once, Charlotte. This is unworthy of you, of your mother, and of myself.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reid. Please forgive me. That was stupid.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother.
Welcome back up the room, yeah?
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Don't let any strangers come into your house.
Okay, dude.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too? So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Oh, he's got a migraine. It's alright, Captain Romeo.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too.
Oh boy.
Vampires.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. With the epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other, and so many things have happened.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
I mean, unlike you, I'm also not the man who I used to be.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Okay, it's time, guys. Time to meet. Time to enter the world of vampire politics. Where leeches feed off the lifeblood of the masses to sustain their vow and corrupt existence by vampires. Yep.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes.
I
What
was
is your
summoned.
business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reid. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs. Welcome to the Ascalon.
Whoa. What with all these people?
There has been quite a battle here.
No doubt.
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Oh, we can escape. Bye. And I unlock. Okay. Okay, let's go back. The Escalon Club.
Welcome to the Ascalon, Dr. Reid.
I cannot enter.
Good dagger.
It's locked, all right.
Oh boy. What's that?
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reid. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansha was no match for him.
Here, here, here.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reid. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you.
Yep.
Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reid.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always...
I go right, Captain Romeo.
Is she a good friend of yours?
I admire her.
Yes, she is. I may even say I admire her probity and her kindness. She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is immortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skal plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why do you suddenly need me?
The Ascalon Club only recruits the best, and you definitely fit the bill. Your scientific and medical reputation alone would qualify you as a candidate.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Yeah.
Straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reid, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
Don't speak about my family. I don't want to offend him though.
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reid. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all skals. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
Thanks, Captain Romeo.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members. And I do appreciate obedience.
Oh boy.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country.
Oh boy.
My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Okay.
Well, speak, Dr. Reid, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now.
What am I supposed to say?
Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Okay.
Yes, I will.
I mean, that's true.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance.
What, with my blood?
I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
I knew it. I knew it.
Delightful.
Oh boy. That was creepy.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reid. Take your place
That was creepy.
among the bearers of the lance.
One of us.
One of us. One of us indeed.
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2 foreign Ekons. This is an outrage. We shall chase these intruders down.
I was chased by a gigantic Valcon 2 nights ago. I thought it was Fergal coming back, but no. That creature barely spoke English. Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Aloysius Dawson.
Centerpiece, figuratively.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reid.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Boy.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
Your favorite?
Is not the nature of this club a secret, shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reid, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reid.
Wow.
Money cannot solve everything.
I kind of like his attitude. It's really...
This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall.
Oh.
A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the
Oh boy,
infected
Noah's Ark.
By doing so, you would create two separate ghettos. What if the disease gets past the wall? The results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection as soon as they appear. A necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Yep, they did. They certainly did, Captain Romeo.
Removed from all mortal concerns. Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now. We'll talk later, Dr. Reid.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well,
Redgrave has a good look on him as well.
Proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been
Immortal
told he has
fetish.
some sort of immortal fetish, and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation?
Conversation, quotation marks. Yeah, build a wall, hashtag build a wall, make the disease pay for it. Indeed.
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshaw was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod, all muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed, ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him?
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied skals in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reid, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the skals.
Outside almost every night, coordinating our defenses.
I have met peaceful and wise skals. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skals are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reid. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Oh. Oh, okay. I can mesmerize more people now. Thanks, I guess.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Doctor.
How's your investigation going, Dr. Reid? Time is our enemy.
I have a few questions for your lordship.
All right, but be quick.
May I ask you about the mortal who attended my initiation? Mr. Aloysius Dawson.
A member of the club does not normally ask questions about other members. We trust each other mutually.
So he really is a member then?
Indeed. Only the most eminent members are allowed to attend such ceremonies. Even if I admit some of us fled during the first hours of the Great Hunt.
But Mr. Dawson is mortal. Are you not afraid he might reveal who you are? Especially to your enemies.
Aloysius Dawson is a man of his word, as are all of us. This is the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reid. We do not grant access to the unworthy.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
It's a major concern, and I'm convinced we'll only get a satisfactory conclusion by putting an end to the epidemic.
I have already met Geoffrey McCullum. I am certain he will persist until he has killed every last vampire.
The Guard's current successful recruitment campaign is driven by the ravenous behavior of the skals.
I see. So without the epidemic creating skals, the Guard could not convince anybody of our presence.
Exactly. Once we've put the epidemic behind us, we need only wait until the Guard grows old and weak. Time will once again become our ally.
What about the risk of a full-scale attack here? Jeffrey McCullum is a daring leader.
That is exactly why so many of our number have left the country until things improve. But not me. I founded this club. I'll die defending it.
You made me swear on the blood of William Marshall.
He's right
during
there.
our initiation ceremony. Why was that?
William Marshall was the most glorious knight who ever lived. He served 5 kings and was a living example of probity for all. And he was my maker.
William Marshall was a vampire. Is this some sort of joke? Wait. Could he be my maker?
That would be joyful news. For it would mean he still walks among us.
Oh, Jonathan.
But alas, the great knight has left this world for good.
Why is his blood so sacred to the Ascalon Club?
He was simply the greatest defender of the realm we have ever known. I fought by his side at the Battle of Preston, and he made me his progeny following the fight.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Godspeed, Dr. Reid. We are counting on you.
Bye, I guess.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reid.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Women die too in this war. Support the equality. Between men and women.
Investigate. Of the citizen about infection. It's Dawson and Dawson. So one here.
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reid.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites
What?
them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please.
What?
Help me to disobey the voice.
Can I help you, Miss Billow? I'm a doctor.
The rats. I need them.
What happened to you?
The rats.
What? I'm just like, what this time? There are no other words I can use.
Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billy, please try to concentrate.
I don't know if
Why
this
do
is
you
a
worry
I don't know if this applies here.
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
I'm hungry. Need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reid?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
You get used to this place now. There's the Escalon Club thingy.
It's locked.
It's locked.
I'm sure Kaloon Russell has no interest in such a conventional menu. Why are vampire hunters sniffing around here? I need to find out what they're after.
I'll not go here for now. This is my mansion.
Support the equality between men and women.
That's Clarence. Warning leaflet. West Enders must unite. Don't let them fool you, don't let them control you. They are among us. They last after your soul. Vampires are real. Defend your community. This public warning has been financed and distributed by Mr. C. Crossley. For information, please contact me directly at attend the next public lecture. Nope. Not here. Back to the west end we go.
That building is under quarantine. Could this be what I'm looking for? It's locked, all right.
Is this where I was earlier? I don't think so. Wait, no, I think it's where I was earlier. Ow. Ow. Crap. Ow. Ow, ow. Ow. There we go.
Sorry, sir. No admittance.
Oh, anyway. Okay, so it's... Ah. Whoa.
He's dead!
Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
Tell me what you have discovered about vampires, Clarence.
They've always been here. And if you search for long enough, you realize others know about these devils too. I'm not alone.
What do you mean you're not alone? Who have you met?
The Guard of Prewen. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Soul. Ichabod Throgmorton. Those names always pop up when you dig deep enough.
Have you spoken with any of them?
No. With the quarantine, it's almost impossible to leave the West End. But as a doctor, maybe you could, Johnny.
Are you asking me to help you prove the existence
Oh
of vampires?
boy.
Yes, Johnny. Please, gather all the information you can find about vampires and bring it to me. You're the only friend I have left. I need you.
This
Have
is
you
awkward.
shared your research with anybody else?
No. But I've published my leaflets all across the city, hoping that someday someone will realize I'm printing the truth.
Clarence, why have you distributed leaflets about vampires all across the West
Sorry.
End?
I have to warn everybody about them. They've killed thousands of people already, unnoticed thanks to the epidemic. We are all in danger here.
Vampires in London? Come on, Clarence. Who's going to believe that?
I'm not mad, Jonathan. You have to believe me. I know they are real. They're all around us, even as we speak.
Clarence, I'm your friend, so I'm not going to judge you. But think about your wife, your family. You're in pain, and you need help. I can help you.
I don't need a doctor, Jonathan. I need my best friend to trust me.
Yo. Oh boy. I mean, your best friend happens to be a vampire, unfortunately.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
The equality between men and women. Women of all countries unite.
Hello, I'm home.
How is your sweet boy?
It's locked.
Okay, anyway. It's 3 hours, so that's it for today. At least we got through a fair bit more plot. And I guess we've entered the world of vampire politics. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun. That was quite a stream. But yeah, man, yeah. I think this weekend we've made quite a bit of plot progress, which is good. So next week's schedule is gonna be a little bit off the norm off the norm again, because on Saturday morning I have something to do. I need to do, and I don't think I'll be back in time to start my stream. So either I'll probably start it later. I'll definitely start it later, but how much later it's gonna be another issue entirely. So like just keep a note on the channel page and like the event, and I'll change the timing accordingly. So yeah. So there's that. Sunday should be around the same time as well. I mean, Sunday should be back to the more normal schedule onwards, hopefully. Yeah, it's just like this week. Next week is going to be a bit up and down because I have a lot of stuff on my plate that I need to go settle first before I have time to sit down and play. But I'm glad I still managed to carve out the time here. It was good. I kind of really needed it. I haven't really been able to play anything. But yeah, so once again, thanks to you guys for coming around and hang out and stuff. Like, the plot is really thickening in this game, that's for sure. So that'll be fun. So yeah, thanks guys. So next Saturday, sometime in the afternoon or in the evening, depending. So there'll be another vampire stream and stuff like that. Yeah. Alright. So thanks Captain Room. Yeah, always appreciate you guys taking the time to come and watch it. Just hang out. Yeah, it always makes this game a lot more fun, I think, instead of me just freaking about the choices I make. Okay. Yeah. But I'm glad I get to experience this game with you guys. I'm really enjoying it so far. Like all these like classic vampire tropes just brought to life. Like, you know, sometimes it's just cool to just have these classic tropes and just let them play out. Yeah, alright. So thanks guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye.